And so one of the things that a lot of people do is they play these reels in their mind like it's a movie. Like if it's a movie of your life, we have this movie of your life, and we think of all the things that could possibly happen and go wrong. Oh, if I
Welcome
start
to
this.
Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and the wisdom of how they sold their first million.
So, what message do you have, Brian, for the something that you talk about and it's really powerful is that about mentoring and coaches? Because you hear about entrepreneurs out there, some of them they are stuck, their business are not growing. But when you talk to them and say, "Look, find a mentor and a coach," what happened is that they say, "No, I don't want a mentor, and I want a coach. I can do it by myself." Number one, and the other thing is that they hire their own coach, they hire their own mentor and they have a bad experience and now they took this decision that they will never ever have a mentor, they will never ever have a coach, which is if you're in business it's gonna be is gonna be difficult for you to move forward fast and effectively and with less resistance. So, Brian, I think that the problem is probably the problem is that people, entrepreneurs, they want to make want to 0 to 1, they want to make the first million, and what they do, they go to Instagram, they find someone with the Lamborghini, with the luxury, with that with amazing house that you don't know if it's rented, it don't even belong to them, and that's the place where entrepreneurs go and find the mentors, write down, find a real person like you, real someone that been there, that have worked hard, that school teacher, that had the family, that when things went wrong, went back and work and create support, and then made the business, start the business again, work parallel shift, which is something we recommend. Don't start your own business. If you can find a job and parallel you can build your business until business can sustain itself. So something that I've done it for real. And but the entrepreneurs no, they prefer to go to Instagram, whatever. And if that business coach have a Lamborghini and he has a house, shiny house, this is the mentor that they want or the coach they want. Now they pay a lot of money, they get very little value, and then that's it. Coaching and mentoring, it sucks. I never had a coach again. So, what is your view? What is the secret to have? Why do you think that this is happening, and what can we do to actually improve the industry so we can actually have more entrepreneurs? Because I do believe strongly in coaching and mentoring in order to be successful. I never have a mentor and a coach. I had to build my business by myself, and boy, it was hard. I make a lot of mistakes. It was a lot of suffering, a lot of trial and error. It was really, really painful experience. So, what do you think is the problem in the industry, and how can we improve it, Brian?
Well, just because somebody did something doesn't mean they're a good coach. So I'll start right there, right? So if I were to go, Michael Jordan, right, best basketball, arguably the best basketball player that ever lived, he had special talent. I don't think Michael Jordan's a good coach because Michael Jordan can't coach you in things that only he can do, right? Only he can jump from the free throw line and dunk a basketball,
Absolutely.
4 or 5 other ones, right? So if he shows up to the basketball court and tries to teach you that skill, you're not capable of doing it. So first, and here's what I'm saying, a lot of people say, well, you have to have a coach that has already done everything that you want to do. And I'm going to say probably not, because when I think of, and I don't know how familiar you are with American football,
Well,
but you
Michael
have,
Jordan coach is not as good as him,
yeah,
and
well,
and and
yeah,
and,
exactly.
and he has a coach.
Well, yeah, well, you think of like Bill Belichick.
This is what is a good coach. Michael Jordan coach. That's a good coach.
Hey, that's an amazing coach. He pulled everything out of Michael Jordan. You were out. Phil Jackson was, oh yeah, incredible coach. I think of like Bill Belichick. He's the coach of the New England Patriots, or was, and he had I don't know how many Super Bowl teams with Tom Brady and all those good players. Never played football, so but he had the ability to stop and talk to an athlete and get the best out of the athlete that he had, be able to see things that they can't see. And so when you're looking for a coach and you're looking for somebody who's going to mentor you, don't always go after the person who has done, especially if they're at this level and you're coming in down here. Some of the things they're going to say are going to be tough to get to. Like if I wanted to be coached by Tony Robbins right now, there's no chance. I could get into Tony Robbins' organization and maybe find somebody down here, but he's not going to coach me at $1 billion because he doesn't have time. He's got other people that are way at that level that I might not be at yet. And so that's one of the things, you have to find. You're going to go through a few coaches. I promise
Absolutely,
you.
and you need to find the coach that is right on your level. You see, the lawyer, the 2 3 interviews that we had in this podcast, it was
Mhm.
a lawyer that was finding a coach, and he described to me he's based in North Carolina, and he was telling me, Harry, I was hiring a coach, and I find a coach that help people to make from 5 million plus. Well, this is not my coach because I'm not even in 5 million. Then he
Yeah.
find another coach that specializes in 0 to 500,000. I said, well, this is not my coach either because I'm already in 750. So took him a while, and then he find a person that actually specialized in this, in 500,000 to 2.5 million. Yeah. And he told me, Harry, I hired this mentor, this coach, and specialize in this particular frame, which is the situation that I had at the moment. And it was a blessing for him. And now his business double and triple so fast. So it's not, and this is the problem that we have with entrepreneurs. This that we don't, we want to hide sometimes the biggest, the coach, and we don't understand what is the situation we are at the moment and what is the right person that we can bring to our organization that will help us to get to that place, right? And then, like you described, you're gonna need several in your way because even in this broadcast, there are coaches in this broadcast that are good from 0 to 1. There are other people that they are good in 1 to 10 million. There are other people that they are good 10 million to 100 million. That there are people here visiting this podcast that help people from 100 million to 1 billion.
Yeah.
That's what they are good at. So nobody's
100%.
better than anybody. Everybody is good on one particular space, and entrepreneurs sometimes because we are desperate, or because we have so much pressure, and because we just need a coach. We go there and then we take a decision, and then we don't bring the right people to organization. Then we have a bad experience, and now we don't trust coach and mentoring anymore. And I think it's just about getting better and hiring the right coach in the same way that we get better at hiring employees and so on, right?
Oh, absolutely. And you have to realize, create an amount of money that you're willing to spend on coaching, whatever that is, especially if you're getting started in this. And whatever that amount that you have, double it. And then that's the amount you're going to spend on working on you, working on your business, because that's what it's going to take. And then, like for me, I specialize on people getting going and learning to become the person, right? Because let's say they go open up a hamburger joint. I don't know nothing about a hamburger joint. I've never owned one, never want one, that kind of stuff, right? So I might not be the coach to get you there, but I can get you going in business. I can get you started. I can get you with the right
Mm-hmm.
discipline, with the right habits. But beyond that, then I'm going to tell you, okay, now you're at the place, and this is where you can tell if you're going to find the right coach. You've grown beyond me. Let me
Mm-hmm.
help you find somebody else
Absolutely.
that is going to help you get to the next level. And I'm okay because I'm not going to be the be all that can help you get to all areas of your life. The other part of it is you have to be willing to do what they say. And that might
Have to
take
be
a while.
coachable.
You
Coachable.
have to be coachable at the speed of instruction. And that's what I say, look, like the people who fail in the programs that I have or the people that I do is because they're not listening to what I'm asking them to do, or they want to go try something else, or they're doing too many things. They got all these different things that they want to do. Okay, let's get good at this thing and get you in the right disciplines for this one little thing. And then let's take out there. Now we can add something else. Now we can move to something else. I wrote this book. It's called There Is No Tiger. And I was talking to Harry about just a minute ago. It's based on overcoming overthinking and controlling anxiety. And so one of the things that a lot of people do is they play these reels in their mind like it's a movie. Like if it's a movie of your life, we have this movie of life, and we think of all the things that could possibly happen and go wrong. Oh, if I start this business, then I'm gonna lose my money. If if the people don't, customers don't come, and then what if one of them is like me? Then they're gonna sue me, and when they sue me, I'm not gonna have the insurance that's gonna be able to afford the lawsuit. And then when I get the lawsuit, then I'm gonna be broken. Then I'm gonna lose my business, and then my wife's not gonna love me, and then my kids are not gonna talk to me. And they go down in these reels, and they think that stuff is gonna happen, and they concentrate and they try to control a whole bunch of things that don't happen. Like, you think of the anxiety, fear, actual fear, like I'm afraid of public speaking. That's not real fear. Fear is present, real danger. A snake is getting ready to bite you. An alligator is getting ready to chop off your head. That's fear. You need to run.
Absolutely.
But I'm afraid of public speaking. No, that's anxiety about a future, what you think is going to happen when
Or
you
what
speak,
people are gonna think about me, right?
what people are going to think about you. That's what we got to overcome. And that, the book just talks about ways to do that. But first you got to identify, is this really fear or is this anxiety? And if it is anxiety, what are some things that I can do to stop spending my time thinking about because what we don't do is overthink things that are going to go good, right? Oh man, I'm going to start this business. I'm going to make $1,000,000. It's going to be wonderful. And, this is going to be the best life I've ever had. And my wife's going to love me more. And we don't spend a whole bunch of time overthinking that. We think of all the things that are going to go wrong. And that's part of when you start out, you have to go one step at a time. Yes, it's great to have a dream and and even with goals, sometimes I think, okay, I don't want you to put a date on this yet because you're putting a date on a whole bunch of things you can't control. And like
Absolutely.
I'm gonna
Goal
have
setting.
100,000 subscribers by March 31st. Really? Well, how are you gonna control that? It's great. It's an outcome. Have 100,000 subscribers, but you're not the one clicking on subscribing, so
Well,
you can't control
definitely, if
that.
you're in TikTok, you're gonna have a challenge because
Mhm.
and you can control that.
Can't control that, and there's all these other things that people try to control that are totally out of their control, and they put a date, and then they don't hit their goal. And then
Hmm.
they wonder why they don't hit the goal. So if I'm working with you, I'm talking about, okay, what are the outcomes we want for this year? And then what is the person that you need to be in order to hit that outcome? And then what disciplines now do you need to have to be able, because I want to be a world-class swimmer, but I only want to go to the pool 3 times a week. Friend, you're not going to be a
Hmm.
world-class swimmer.
And then,
It's
Brian,
not.
the other thing is you 100% right. The success of the entrepreneur is 80-90% is in this mindset, and this overthinking. Become someone that every as an entrepreneur become by overthinking someone that everything has to be perfect and paralysis analysis. They think, and very little gets done, and this goes in the way of actually what we discussed before, to developing the skill. The more you practice, the better you become. You actually you learn more practicing that when I have a business idea, I as soon as I kind of put it out there, and and I see how fast is it's gonna fail, or how fast I'm going to adapt to until it's not out there. Speed of implementation, I think, is one of the things that I'm a big fan. And if any of successes that I have in my business, this is one key things. I implement really fast. Sometimes this you have to be careful, because sometimes I implement so fast the idea that have been a total disaster. Yeah, and however, um, it helps you to develop the skill. It helps you to find out quickly what is wrong with it, or what is right about your business, your project, right? But you have to become a certain type of person. And what happened is that some people from corporate, yeah, they want to become an entrepreneur, they want to go in business, and now they want to do, they love that you have freedom of time, they love that you can go on holiday as much as you can, they know that you can have financial freedom, that you can spend time with your family and friends. All this they love, but when you go and tell them, when Brian come and tell you, hey, you can have all that, but you have to become a different person, and you have to behave in a different way. And let me tell you something. It's not gonna happen overnight. It's coming to you if you're coachable, if you're patient, if you become that person that you need to be, it will happen for you. But if you're not willing to change, if you're not willing to become that person, this future unfortunately won't be available for you because this is the reward for you to becoming a different type of person, right? So in this process, Brian, what are the challenges of yourself? Because, like I said, you walk the talk. You were that guy. You were that guy that came from corporate and now on the business. So you have to become a different person. So, what was your internal conversation? What was the challenges that you faced changing? Because the Brian now that was a university teacher that get a lot of holiday. Let me tell you, teachers in university get a lot of holiday. Yeah, so you have a lot of free time. You definitely pay you good money in the university. So you were one Brian there. Now the Brian entrepreneur is completely different person. The way that he thinks, the way that he react, the way that um. So who helped you to become that person? Did you find it difficult? um, and what can you share about this experience? And if you talk about in your book about some of these process that internally happened to you, because it's just like you're two different people
Oh,
from.
yes. I'm a totally different person.
So
Not
it was
even close.
difficult.
Yeah. Well, I guess here's the first challenge that I had, right? Is I wanted it too fast, right? When I had a little bit of success, I wanted the stuff. I wanted to have, right? We are creatures of having. And so even though I wasn't ready, I was willing to go spend money on things that I probably shouldn't have spent money on that I didn't need. I can remember at one point when I first got started and I started making a little bit more money, I went and bought a BMW, right? Went to the lot, bought me this BMW. It was a used one, but it was still very nice. I
Well,
wasn't
but you should celebrate your victory, right? Yeah.
yeah,
Try
but
to
it was
celebrate a little bit cheaper if you can, but
exactly. I should have been in a nice Camry or something instead of in
yeah, next time we do a party in my
750.
house
Yeah.
and it's cheaper.
Yeah, and so I wanted to have before I become the person that could sustain having that car. And now now as I'm making sales or I'm doing sales, right? I'm thinking the whole time instead of working on my business, I'm thinking I got to hurry up and sell something to you so that I can make some money so that I can pay for this car that I already have. And so my whole mindset is all based on chasing around people and like I talked about before, trying to convince them to buy something from me because I needed the money so that I could then perpetuate my business. And so that was a huge mistake in the transition. The other thing is I wasn't expecting what my family was going to say, do, my closest friends, my closest associations. When you start moving ahead and they're not willing to do what you're willing to do in order to have what you're willing to have, right? They start saying, well, you can't have it either. I got to bring you down to me because I don't feel this is why I think that they could not think that at all. I don't think that I want to do what you're doing because you're working awful hard. You're doing a whole bunch of stuff that I'm not willing to do. And so you're going to leave me. You're not going to be my friend. You're not going to hang out with me anymore. And so you're not going to work at this. This isn't going to work for you. Let's go do this. Oh, you can't do this right now. We're going to go have some fun. We're going to go to the game. We got tickets to the game. Do you want to go? Oh no, I got to work. So what I had to do is find new friends. I had to find
That
new
happened
friends.
to me also.
Oh yeah, you do. Because people will bring you down like the crab. What's that? Crabs in the basket. You put one crab in the basket, he'll crawl out. You put two crabs in the basket, they'll pull each other down. You don't even have to put a lid on it. And that's what happens with our relationships with our people. Even my, nobody's going to believe in you as much as you believe in you. And even if it's your spouse, they're looking for results, even before you were able to maybe create results. And so, you said, hey, so I wouldn't go tell everybody this is what I'm going to do. You can turn a circle of friends that can support you, but if you go tell your family, friends, and everything, hey, I'm going to make $1 million in 2025 and you haven't made $10. Okay, is it possible? Absolutely. Is it likely? Probably not. However, if you go tell all your friends you're going to do it and you don't do it, now they're going to talk about you if they're still your friends all day long, every day. That was a hard lesson for me to learn is who can I trust with my goals, my dreams, and where I'm going, and who do I need to
Absolutely.
wait to see. Go ahead and wait and see. That's the big thing now. Is I don't.
And
Follow
this
us
is
for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.